The 100, David Warner, Kieron Pollard among international stars to enter the draft for 2022 season. The draft will take place behind closed doors on Monday, April 5th, with the outcome revealed from midday on Tuesday, April 6th. Players from 16 countries have entered the draft, with 250 domestic players putting their names forward. Kieron Pollard, Aaron Finch, Andre Russell and David Warner are among a host of men's international stars who have registered for the 100 draft. In total, 284 overseas players from 16 countries have entered the draft, which will take place behind closed doors on Monday, the 5th of April. The outcome of the 100 draft will be revealed from midday on Tuesday, April 6th, with London Spirit having the coveted first pick. On the same day, a number of exciting signings will be announced for the 100 women's competition. Recommended 1/5 county ins and outs, all the signings for the 2022 season. Read more. Recommended by. A total of 250 domestic players have put their names forward for the men's draft, including 21 England internationals. Tom Banton, Liam Dawson and Ollie Stone will all be looking for new teams, while Joe Clark is the highest priced domestic entrant with a reserve price of £60,000. The 8 teams have already retained a number of players after the first year of the competition, with 42 slots open across the teams in the draft. Of these, 17 will be filled by overseas players and 25 by domestic players. Rob Hillman, Director of Event Operations and head of the Men's 100, said, "It's fantastic to see so many of the world's top players wanting to play in the 100. Despite the ongoing global challenges caused by the long-term impact of COVID and the hectic international cricket calendar, the draft list guarantees the 100 will be serving up some thrilling cricket this summer. Any fans signed up at the100.com will be able to snap up their seats from April 5th. All teams retain a right to match for players who were contracted to the side last year. Just a few instances of where this could come into play include David Warner, Andre Russell, Paul Sterling, Delray Rollins, Liam Dawson and Quinton de Kock at Southern Brave, as well as Nicholas Pooran, Joe Clark and Shadab Khan at Manchester Originals, while Sunil Nareen, Shamsi Tabriz, Colin Ingram, Sandeep Lamachane and Jordan Clark could remain of interest to Oval. Overseas entrants. £125,000 reserve price. Babar Azam, Chris Gale, Mitchell Marsh, Sunil Nareen, Kieron Pollard, Nicholas Pooran, Tabriz Shamsi, David Warner. £100,000 reserve price. Shakib Al-Hassan, Quinton de Kock, G. Richardson, Andre Russell. £75,000 reserve price. Muhammad Amir, Dwayne Bravo, Nathan Coulter-Nile, Aaron Finch, Shadab Khan, Evan Lewis, Riley Meredith, David Miller, Haris Rauf, Imran Tahir, Majib £60,000 reserve price. Sean Abbott, Finn Allen, Shimron Hetmeyer, Sandeep Lamachane, Aidan Markram, Andile Felakwayo, Glenn Phillips, Kane Richardson, Mitchell Santner, Odin Smith, Will Young, Adam Zampa. £50,000 reserve price. Kyle Abbott, Ashton Ager, Jason Behrendorf, Alex Carey, Martin Guptill, Simon Harmer, Wanindu Hasaranga, Moises Enriquez, Usman Khawaja, Marnus Labuschagne, Shoaib Malik, Ben McDermott, Daryl Mitchell, Colin Monroe, Muhammad Nabi, James Pattinson, Josh Philippe, Bhanuka Rajapaksa, Raleigh Rossau, Sherfane Rutherford, Dan Sams, Nassim Shah, Darcy Short, Logan Van Beek, Matthew Wade. £40,000 reserve. Kais Ahmad, Nathan Ellis, Matt Henry, Josh Inglis, Chris Lynn, Sean Masood, Thisara Pereira, Wahab Riaz, Dasun Shanaka, Romario Shepard, Lendl Simmons, Dane Velas, Imad Wasim. No reserve. Marcus Ackerman, Mark Adair, Ashgar Afghan, Wes Ager, Noor Ahmad, Fawad Ahmed, Iftikhar Ahmed, Nassim Ahmed, Sarfaraz Ahmed, Taskin Ahmed, Cameron Akmal, Umar Akmal, Qasim Akram, Anwar Ali, Asif Ali, Fabian Allen, Aditya Ashok, Sharafuddin Ashraf, Danish Aziz, Cameron Bancroft, Ashen Bandera, David Bedingham. Farhan Bahardin, Hamish Bennett, Manad Banuka, Joshua Bishop, Michael Bracewell, Carlos Brathwaite, Neil Broom, Ryan Burrell, Ahmad Butt, Curtis Camphor. Hilton Cartwright, Dinesh Chandamal, Johnson Charles, Dan Christian, Ben Cutting, Joshua Da Silva, Shanawaz Dahani, Junior Dalla, Lytton Doss, Colin de Grandhomme. Tony de Zorzi, Gareth Delaney, Cameron Delport, Niroshan Dikwella, George Dockrell, Dominic Drakes, Jacob Duffy, Ben Dunk, Ben Dwarshus, Fidel Edwards. Lasith Mbutanaya, Rayed Emrit, Sarel Arwi, Fazil Faruqi, Avishka Fernando, Benora Fernando, Donovan Ferreira, Andre Fletcher, Cam Fletcher, Bjorn Fortuin. Dean Foxcroft, Jake Fraser McGurk, Shafiqullah Ghaffari, Chris Green, Asela Gunarathni, Danushka Gunathalaka, Muhammad Hafiz, Mir Hamza, Aaron Hardy, Kian Harding, Muhammad Haris, Mackenzie Harvey, Muhammad Hasnain, Hamid Hassan, Peter Hatzoglu, Dushan Hemantha, Chandrapal Hemraj, Baron Hendricks, Abu Haider. Kemar Holder, Akil Hossain, Afif Hossain, Muhammad Ilyas, Colin Ingram, Arshad Iqbal, Tamim Iqbal, Muhammad Irfan, Kareem Janat, Akif Javed, Shahidullah. Kamal, Nick Kelly, Lewis Kenner, Hayden Kerr, Ali Khan, Imran Khan, Sajid Khan, Suhail Khan, Zahir Khan, Azam Khan, Kari Kari, Brandon King, Hino Kuhn. Lahiru Kumara, Saranga Lakmal, George Lind, Josh Little, Nick Madinson, Wesley Madhavir, Lahiru Madashanka, Sisanda Magala, Keshav Maharaj, Muhammad Mahmudullah, Janman Malin, Peter Malin, Sohaib Maksud, Waqas Maksud, Kyle Mayers, Nathan McAndrew, Mitchell McClenaghan, Obed McCoy, Dustin Melton. Ramesh Mendez, Usama Mir, Senyaran Muthasamy, Blessing Mazarabani, Gulbuddin Naib, Izar Naved, Muhammad Nawaz, Michael Nesser, Lungi Ngidi, Patham Nisanka. Ashley Nurse, Robbie O'Donnell, Max O'Dowd, Duan Olivier, Osmid Omarzai, Wayne Parnell, Dane Patterson, Curtis Patterson, Chemo Paul, Anderson Phillip. Dale Phillips, Matthew Pillins, Rovman Powell, Dwayne Pretorius, Miguel Pretorius, Usman Kadir, Raman Rais, Shabir Rahman, Kasun Rajitha, Dinesh Ramdan. Ravi Rampal, Sikander Raza, Raymond Reifer, Ryan Rickleton, Michael Rippin, Grant Rolifson, Tom Rogers, Alex Ross, Jever Royal, Hamish Rutherford, Wikar. Salamkel, Lakshan Sandakan, Tanvir Sangha, Samya Sarkar, Jaden Seals, Tim Seifert, Abdullah Shafiq, Yasser Shah, Hazmat Shahidi, Muhammad Shahzad. Sharjeel, Ahmed Shahzad, Muhammad Shahzad, Usman Shinwari, Henry Shipley, Syed Shirzad, Matt Short, Simi Singh, Lutho Sipamla, John Smuts. Jacques Snaiman, Ish Sodi, Haris Suhail, Paul Sterling, Hussein Talat, Anch Tandon, Harry Tector, O'Shane Thomas, Donald Tirapano, Ruben Trumpelman, Ashton Turner, Isuru Udana, Naveen Ul-Haq, Hardis Viljoen, Tobias Vizi, Hayden Walsh, Jake Weatherald, Tion Webster, John Wells, David Weiss, Kesrick Williams. Lizad Williams, George Worker, Amir Yamin, Najibullah Zadran, Hazratullah Zazai, Zahor Khan, Gamai Zadran. Domestic entrants. £60,000 reserve, Joe Clark. £50,000 reserve, Adam Weeder. £40,000 reserve, Joe Denley, Will Rhodes. No reserve, Rehan Ahmed, Toby Albert, Ben Allison, Tom Alsop, Martin Anderson, Jamie Atkins, Gus Atkinson, Tom Bailey, Josh Baker, Sonny Baker, Gary Balance, Ethan Bamber, Tom Banton, Ed Barnard, Ed Barnes, George Bartlett, Aaron Beard, Will Beer, George Bell, Daniel Bell Drummond, Dominic Bess, Jacob Bethel, Ben Burkhead, Alex Blake, Jack Blatherwick, Scott Borthwick, James Bracey, Danny Briggs, Justin Broad, Jack Brooks, Pat Brown, Nathan Buck, Saul Budinger, Michael Burgess, Will Buttleman, Eddie Byram, Harry Kame, Jack Campbell, Kieran Carlson, Jack Carson, Oliver Carter, Zach Chappelle, Ben Charlesworth, Graham Clark, Jordan Clark, Ben Code, Ian Cockbane, Kyle Kutzer, Michael Cohen, James Coles, Sam Connors, Chris Cook, Joe Cook, Paul Coughlin, Ben Cox, Joe Cracknell, Henry Crockham, Stephen Croft, Matthew Cross, Tom Cullen, Ben Curran, Scott Curry, Brett D'Oliveira, Anuj Dal, Josh Davey, Steve Davies, Will Davis, Liam Dawson, Josh Dell, Chris Dent, Sean Dixon, Anurin Donald, Dan Douthwaite, George Drissel, Harry Duke, Ned Eckersley, Stevie Eskenazi, Laurie Evans, Joey Avizin, Tom Fell, Adam Finch, Stephen Finn, Matthew Fisher, Luke Fletcher, Ben Folks, Will Frayne, James Fuller, Ben Gibbon, Nathan Gilchrist, Richard Gleason, Brandon Glover, Lewis Goldsworthy, Dom Goodman, Ben Green, Gavin Griffiths, Nick Gubbins, Brooke Guest, Sam Hain, Hasib Hamid, Ollie Hannon Dalby, James Harris, Jack Haynes, Frederick Heldrick, Tom Helm, James Hildreth, Lewis Hill, Michael Hogan, Max Holden, Ian Holland, Luke Hallman, Alex Horton, Adam Hose, Finn Hudson Prentice, Alex Hughes, Sean Hunt, Liam Hurt, Dan Ibrahim, Lyndon James, Keaton Jennings, Manraj Johal, Michael Jones, Rob Jones, Rob Keogh, Lewis Kimber, Tom Kohler Cadmore, Danny Lamb, Matt Lamb, George Lavelle, Joe Leach, Jack Leaning, Michael Leask, Dominic Leach, Alex Lees, Archie Lenham, Ned Leonard, Jake Libby, Aaron Lilly, Dan Lincoln, David Lloyd, Callum McLeod, Jacob Maltz, Jamie McElroy, Connor McCurr, Maddie McKiernan, Lewis McManus, Ben Mike, Craig Miles, Gus Miller, Matt Milnes, Dan Moriarty, Jack Morley, Charlie Morris, Dan Mousley, George Munsey, Tawanda Muiai, Adrian Neal, Aaron Niger, Sam Northeast, Marcus O'Riordan, Rishi Patel, Ryan Patel, Liam Patterson White, Dylan Pennington, Michael Pepper, Toby Petman, Jack Plum, Harry Podmore, Ed Pollock, Jamie Porter, Ollie Price, Tom Price, Matt Quinn, Ben Rain, Delray Rollins, Luis Reese, Maddie Rivas, Jamal Richards, Ollie Robinson, Toby Roland Jones, Billy Root, Ollie Sale, Andrew Salter, Ben Sanderson, Dane Schottendorf, George Scott, George Scrimshaw, Tom Scriven, Sufyan Sharif, Josh Shaw, Jack Shutt, Dom Sibley, Ryan Sidebottom, Jas Singh, Ajit Singh Dale, Prem Sisidia, Ben Slater, Jamie Smith, Rory Smith, Tom Smith, Shane Snader, Mitch Stanley, Cameron Steele, Scott Steele, Darren Stevens, Grant Stewart, Ollie Stone, Mark Stoneman, Josh Sullivan, Harry Swindles, Jonathan Tattersall, Callum Taylor, Jack Taylor, Matt Taylor, Tom Taylor, Jordan Thompson, Alex Thompson, Josh Tung, Liam Travaskis, John Turner, Graham Van Buren, Tim Van Der Gugten, Rolf van der Merwe, Paul Van Meekeren, Ricardo Vasconcelos, Matthew Waite, Roman Walker, Max Waller, Paul Walter, Harrison Ward, Jared Warner, Mark Watt, Joe Weatherla, James Whale, Nick Welch, Luke Wells, Ricky Wessels, Tom Westley, James Wharton, Graham White, Robbie White, Chris Wood, Tom Wood, Daniel Worrell, Luke Wright, Rob Yates, Safe Zabe.